I know most all of the pieces. I know how many employees work there. I know what segment they're in, and I know exactly where they're located. So I have all that information, and I would load that into our CRM system. So that's how we would do that.
Okay. Now, if you were looking to try to figure out who's my contact at this location.
Yeah. Now here's where it gets finding the contact gets a little harder. So we use LinkedIn to do that. So we're going over here to LinkedIn. And there's two ways. So I'll show you, this is regular LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you Sales Navigator. So what I would do is I would go up here in the search and I would put in Tokenson. I think it's T-O-K-E-N.
Let me just look here real quick. T-O-K-U.
Oh yeah. There you go, USA. Click on that. All right. And you go to the web, and if you look over there to the right, it says that there's 89 employees over on LinkedIn. All right. And you could start scrolling through there and see if you can find those that some of the MRO buyer or facilities.
Yeah, so here we got a plant manager, we've got a maintenance manager.
Yeah, except in those cases they just have LinkedIn member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one thing you can do here, let's scroll up to the top a little bit there. You can a little bit further. Let's go into filters over there, right there. And you can scroll down a little bit and keep on scrolling down there where it says title. You can put in there, let's put in there facilities, and then put capital OR. So the capital means MRO or purchasing. So what that OR does is it says, find me anybody there that has facilities or purchasing or MRO in their title. Oops. Let's try that again. All right, now it pulled one guy up. So, and that would be a good place to start. I mean, this might be it. Now, I'm going to show you this. We use a product called LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and it's $79.99 a month. If you click there, you can see that there's a lot more results. So LinkedIn Navigator is a more robust searcher, I guess would be the right word, and it's easier to search. Again, it's $80 a month, but it tends to work pretty well. We use this daily. It's a very good place for what we want to do. So let's just scroll down a little bit. And we can put in there. So let's go over here to scroll up a little bit and put in there MRO or purchasing. Yeah, see what we can find there. Click on just dig in here. Yeah, let's scroll down there. So there's a guy named Steve Louder. He's a production manager at Tokenson. I would think he would probably be somebody that I could get started with. There wasn't anybody that pulled up that had purchasing or buyer in there. And so here's what I know is at this juncture, here is somebody that's involved at least in production, and I have a name, and at least I can contact him. It's somebody that's there, that's a live person that I'll be able to contact. So
yeah, and from this, you at least have data now, and you may have his name, and you may have several names of people now that you can call.
Yep.
And if you have a directory that you're going to be routed to, you've got a number to punch in, you've got some people to ask for if you get on the phone, and you'll start that search to figure out who you're going to get to.
Yeah.
And once you got some names, you got a good starting place to end up finding that.
That's person. Right. And so typically what we'll do is we'll try to find 2 or 3 people down through there that would be either we believe is the right person or somebody close to the right person. Okay, so we've got Steve's name. I put that, and I'll put production manager. I'll put both those. I've got his title. And now let's try to find we've got his telephone number, the main telephone number, because we had that from our when we put the company name in there. Here's a good place to find email addresses. So this is called Voila Norbert, and you can put in the domain name. So right over there in domain, let's start typing in Tokenson. Yeah, and you'll notice that, and let's just do .com. And let's put in his first and last name, Steve Louder. And it's Lowder, I think. And let's go ahead, Norbert. Now what it's going to do is it's going to go out there and it's looking for, and you can see it's searching for his name. Now it said, sorry, I wasn't able to find him. So let's go out there to that Google search right there. Here's another way you can find email addresses in combination with what I just showed you. So I just Google search Steve Louder's email and Tokenson. Let's click on that. And you'll notice that there is the URL for his it's actually tokensonUSA.com. So let's go back to our search and let's type in tokensonUSA.com. And now let's put his name over here. There we go. There's his name. So now we have this guy's email address. So that finding that the URL or the domain, I'm using the wrong word, domain, finding that domain is very important. Now I can tell you that this program, let's start putting in France Building Services in domain right there.
You put our
and notice it already knows our domain. For most searches that I put in there, if I start putting in what I see maybe on somebody's website, it pulled it up. In this particular case, it didn't know that it was Tokenson USA.
Yep. So let's see if you're on here, Jeff.
Yep, right there.
There you are.
Yep. Picture looks like Brad Pitt, but that is me.
Yeah,
okay, right. So that is let's do. You want to do another one? Let's do a medical practice.
Okay.
So let's one of those. Let's look back there, and let's go down there a little bit further. There was a practice a little bit further down. It was called Bowen Heffley. So I think we've got that right there.
Okay.
Yep. So we pull that up and let's look at that practice. Let's pull that practice up. And this practice will, most all medical practices will list our providers. And you can see, and I would look at that and say, that's a pretty good sized practice. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I meant to say this with Tokenson, I usually go out to, and we did with Contact Us, let's go to contact and locations over there. Okay. And on this page, we'll learn a little bit. First of all, the first thing you're going to learn is right there is their domain. So that'll be helpful to us in a minute. And if you scroll on down, you can also see that there's, I think they've got about 4 locations. So in my CRM, what I would do down in the notes section is I would put the Bowen Heffley, I think is how you say it, and put all that information in there. But I'd also put in the notes that they have 5 locations, because that would be information that I'd want to know. So if we notice we're bowenheffleyortho.com. So let's go over to Norbert. Oh, first thing we need to do, yeah, we need to go, let's go to LinkedIn.
Okay.
And let's put in Bowen Heffley. There you go. And they have 5 employees. Let's click on that. And there's an office manager, which would be somebody we would look at, except yeah, let's look and see if let's look for that. Yeah, Debbie Gunnett.
Okay.
All right, so she's actually a marketing and satellite manager. Let's go back. I don't think that's who we would want. Let's put in there, a lot of medical offices might call that person a CEO. So let's put in CEO and let's see if we can find him, although that's all that's there. Well, let's try her, yeah.
Okay.
And let's go to Norbert, Deb Gunnett.
And that was 2 T's. Yeah.
All
right. And
Bowen Heffley. There you go. So we've got, now what we have is we have a telephone number, we have an email address, and we have a name.